Taxi! Taxi! There's so much traffic nowadays in Kolkata. Monsoon started early this year, and the weather created a trance while I was sitting in the taxi. It has been years since I last came to Kolkata. The low light and drizzling rain will somehow compel you to think and look back in time. Probably memories love such ambience. I was heading towards my grandmother's place, where I have spent a considerable amount of my childhood. I got vulnerable to visuals of each and every friend I had there. Those times were beautiful and pure, and made me smile with every splashing raindrop on the window pane of the taxi. Suddenly, I saw the Mithaiwala sweet shop. Mrinalini and Iqbal. How can I forget them? That sweet shop belonged to Mrinalini's family. As that shop passed by, I became conscious because my grandmother's house was not far and I had to give specific directions to the taxi driver. I was making him drive through my memory lane. It lacked a lot of characters and the buildings were painted differently. But the feeling of getting one with the past was like the smell of old books. I placed my head outside the window. I did not care about the rain. The rain felt as if it was washing me down to my very roots. And like any director in a film, I said, "Cut कीजिए, cut कीजिए." मंजिल तक पहुंच गए. कितना हुआ दादा?
आय खबरदार उससे पैसा मत लेना. अरे मैं देता हूं तो.
I was surprised and so happy to see that my uncle was there to receive me. For his love for me has always made me feel that I should not have left this place. My uncle had no children, but I never made him feel that he hadn't. We hugged tightly. He never liked me to touch his feet because he never wanted me to bend down in life. With his usual baritone, he would charge me.
एक पूरा सुकनो काकड़ी बन गए हो. एक कितनी दफा मोहन दादा और भाभी को बताया है कि वो सब डाइट वाइट का चक्कर में हमारा मानिक को मत डालो. तुम रास्ते में कुछ उटपटांग खाया तो नहीं ना? तुम्हारे लिए तो बहुत सारा बाजार करके लाया हूँ. तो वीरेंद्र भी तुम्हारा इंतजार कर रहा है कि कब तुम आओगे और उनको बताओगे कि उनका मटन तुम्हारे दिल में सदा अमर रहेगा. चलो चलो चलो, अंदर आओ अंदर आओ अंदर आओ. ये दादी माँ भी कब से बैठी हुई है तुम्हारा इंतजार में. तो वेलकम होम मानिक दत्तो.
Both of us rushed inside. I saw my paradise there. And of course, Birenda was standing in that old place beside the kitchen just to say,
मटन हुआ है आज, साथ में माचे झोल और शुक्तो.
My uncle got more dramatic to this.
उफ वीरेंद्र, तुम्हार सिर्फ खाना खाना और खाना. माँ, ओ माँ, अरे कोई देखो देखो, मानिक आ गया है.
I quickly ran through those corridors as I used to when I was a child. I opened those huge wooden doors and there she was, my Dadi Ma. How old she has become, but she never forgets to keep kheer on the table before her. That kheer was kept covered in a small bronze container, specially taken out of the shelf for me. It had my name inscribed on it. The love and affection is unalloyed. My Dadima used to say that this bronze utensil has my touch and it would make me immortal.
जरा इधर आओ, थोड़ा गले लगा लो तुम्हें। अरसा हो गया है तुम्हें देखे हुए। देखो, तुम्हारे लिए खीर भी बना है और वो भी तुम्हारे नाम लिखे हुए गोल्डन कटोरे में।
I went on to hug her. I was always her little Manik. Always.
जा मानिक, थोड़ा नहा ले और खाना खा के थोड़ा सो जा। शाम को बात करते हैं। ओहे बीरेन, अरे मानिक का खाना लगा दो थोड़ा।
I quickly took a bath and had that special lunch, which is dear to every grandchild in India. I went up to have a talk with my aunt. What a wonderful woman she is. However, she was unfortunate. She has been paralyzed for the past 5 years. She can't walk.
क्या हुआ मानिक बाबू? बहुत बड़े हो गए आप। एक टेलीफोन करके कभी भी खबर ली आपने कि चाची जी कैसी हैं? अरे जिंदा भी बची हैं या फिर मर गई?
अरे चाची जी, ऑफिस के काम ने तो मानो सबसे अलग ही करके रखा है।
बहुत जिम्मेदार बन गए हो मानिक। कौन कहेगा कि ये वही मानिक है जिसने अपने सारे दोस्तों के साथ मिलकर दूध वाले के दूध में हरा रंग मिला दिया था।
हाँ, अरे कौन भूलेगा वो बात। पूरा दूध का पैसा देना पड़ा था, सो अलग। और उस दिन पूरे लोकेलिटी को बिना दूध का चाय पीना पड़ा था, सो अलग। ये सब शैतान सब बड़े हो गए हैं। अरे वो कि नाम सुमित का तो शादी भी हो गया पिछले साल। आई छोकरा, तुम कब करोगे शादी?
अरे ऐसे क्यों बात कर रहे हो बच्चे से? अभी बहुत टाइम है मानिक की शादी को। वैसे भी सुमित 3 साल बड़ा भी तो है अपने मानिक से।
अरे बस भी करो यार आप लोग। We laughed at this. My uncle handed me some letters and said,
ऐ मानिक, तुम्हारे पापा के लिए कुछ खत आए थे, उन्हें दे देना। पुराने हैं, लेकिन क्या पता शायद जरूरी हो।
I took those letters and could not refrain from smiling. I saw the stamps, those old stamps. I used to collect so many of them. Iqbal used to give them to me. He had to give me those, of course. After all, I was his messenger of love. Iqbal was 5 years elder to me, but I never recall calling him Bhaiya or Dada. He was a close friend, and I miss him every time I come here. He was a great storyteller, but never could I imagine that he staged one of his beautiful stories in real life, where even I was a character. So it was the summer of 2004 when I and Iqbal were having sweet buns. Iqbal started off with an unusual request.
ये देख रहे हो? चिट्ठी है। ये देखो, स्टैम्प भी है।
I said,
तो जाओ, जाके पोस्ट कर दो।
नहीं, इसे तुम पहुंचाओगे। काफी इम्पोर्टेंट पैगाम है, किसी के दिल तक पहुंचानी है।
I was confused. How can a letter reach somebody's heart? It was just like any ordinary piece of paper. I was very reluctant to do it.
देखो, मुझे ये पोस्टमास्टर काका मत बना दो, मुझे नहीं करना।
आजकल के दुनिया में ना कोई भी काम मुफ्त में होता ही नहीं है। सही कहते हैं लोग।
Iqbal slowly took out a bunch of stamps from his pocket. They were the rarest of stamps. Iqbal has hit me at my weakest point. Very swiftly and cunningly he said,
ये देखो, one for each letter getting posted, gentlemen.
I had to agree.
Fair deal, Captain.
The letters were from Mrinalini. Yes, she's a Hindu. We never had that communal poison amongst us. We were free souls who knew how to spread love. Mrinalini was from the family of the grand rich Mithaiwalas. She was not arrogant, but rather humble and sweet. Although I never liked the fact that she always called me a toddler. She always made me feel that I'm a kid. Iqbal always used to say that she was the sweetest delicacy their family has ever made. I used to go and quickly post those letters in Mrinalini's letterbox at a specified time. Mrinalini would then take those letters immediately. The level of secrecy they maintained required great skill, of course. Mrinalini often used to feed me with free sweets. I couldn't afford those sweets. So somehow, I liked her without even knowing her. It was a strange thing that I never saw Iqbal and Mrinalini talk in person. They just exchanged glances and smiled. Those glances were romantically sculpted like modern age cinema. Mrinalini would deliberately pass by the field where we played. She used to watch Iqbal. And Iqbal too halted several times to look into her eyes, much to our annoyance. We lost so many games because of her. We were losing out games, whereas both Iqbal and Mrinalini were winning each other. Here comes the phase of childhood curiosity, like every subplot in every story and every cinema.
अरे माने, जरा बताओ, ये मृणालिनी दीदी और अपने इकबाल के बीच कुछ गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड चल रहा है क्या?
The other boys would ask the same when Iqbal was not around. Rajit was the first one to break down to his curiosity.
बोलो ना यार, कैंपा कोला भी पिलाएंगे, बोलो ना।
I could never betray Iqbal for Campa Cola. I never did. To break into my flow of nostalgia, our very old servant Birenda came to break the silence in my room.
छोटो साहब, ओ छोटो साहब, आपकी दादी माँ आपको बुला रही है। वो आपके सारे पुराने सामान निकाल रही है, जैसे आपका वो क्रिकेट का बैट, आपका वो स्टाम्प्स वाला डायरी। अरे जल्दी जल्दी आइए।
Birenda hopped and skipped away, for he was also a witness to our childhood. And his excitement was very similar to ours. I went downstairs to my grandmother's room and saw my entire childhood right in front of me. अरे दादी माँ, आज अचानक से ये सब. I skipped past all those things to reach her. The floor was like a canvas full of stories and memories.
ये देखो मानिक, ये सब कितना संभाल के रखा है मैंने. जब तुम नहीं होते हो तो बस इन्हीं सब चीजों को देखकर तुम्हें महसूस करती रहती हूँ.
My Dadi Ma is a sweetheart. She has kept all my memories alive. My trump cards, my marbles, my cricket bat, the toy cars which we collected from different packets of chips and whatnot.
ये लो तुम्हारा स्टैम्प एल्बम.
Yes, it was that album where I used to collect stamps. Many of them were given by Iqbal. Our little deal was bound within those pages. When I opened it, an envelope slipped down. The envelope had turned pale yellow, but it had a name clearly written on it. Iqbal. My grandmother looked at that envelope and smiled.
मिठाई वाला का एनवेलप है, इकबाल का नाम लिखा हुआ है, एक खुशबू भी है, इसे भी संभाल के रखा है मैंने.
My Dadi Ma smiled, as if she could smell the romance which was years old. तो आपको सब पता था?
नहीं, लेकिन ये चिट्ठी देखकर अंदाजा हो गया था. अरे ये तो सदियों पुराना रिवाज है. और वैसे भी अब तो बहुत टाइम मिल जाता है इन सब के बारे में सोचने का. फिर भी तुम बच्चों के बिना बहुत खाली खाली सा लगता है.
दादी माँ आप आ जाइए ना पटना. आपको कितनी बार बोला है मैंने, कभी तो मान लीजिए मेरी बात.
अकेली नहीं हूं मैं यहाँ. यहाँ बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं. उन बच्चों को तुम लोग की कहानी सुनानी है. किसी को तो रहना पड़ेगा ना तुम लोग की कहानी बताने के लिए.
I hugged my grandmother tightly. She has kept everyone so alive in her heart that I could see my entire childhood through her eyes. We had dinner and I went up to my room with the stamp album. Night had descended and the entire locality was silent. I had that letter in my hand. I could actually see the 10-year-old me hiding the letter there. I never wanted to hide it. That summer of 2004 did not end well for me, Iqbal and Mrinalini. It was the last day before I left for Patna. I made it a point to inform Mrinalini that I won't be able to transport their letters anymore. I went up to her and said,
आपका पोस्ट मास्टर कल पटना वापस जा रहा है.
पता है, इकबाल ने बताया था मुझे. बस ये आखिरी खत है. जाओ जाओ जाओ, जाके देख के आओ. और ये मिठाई का डब्बा भी ले लो. कल ये मिठाई ट्रेन में खा लेना. काजू बर्फी है और किशमिश वाले संदेश भी.
I was delighted. I could serve my life being their postmaster. because both of them were the sweetest souls I've ever met. Mrinalini was the perfect match for Iqbal. I rushed to Iqbal's house late in the evening. I was late. When I reached his house, I saw his mother crying at the gate. I got to know that Iqbal had left for the station 5 minutes ago, on his way back to his school in Dehradun. One would definitely understand the tears of a mother at that point of time. However, I was not sad for his mother. I was sad for Mrinalini and Iqbal. I was sad because their messenger had failed. I couldn't deliver the last letter. They separated without a goodbye. Even I couldn't say goodbye to Iqbal. I did not inform Mrinalini about it. I could not face her. How could I? I could not break her heart. So I ran back home with the letter and kept it in my album where nobody but me could find it. I felt that same guilt today. Just like the way 10-year-old Manik must have felt years ago. I seldom understood their relationship. They never talked in person. They only communicated through letters. And a sudden fear struck me that probably an important message was not communicated to Iqbal. I lost all my ethical values of a messenger and I tore the envelope to read the letter. The letter read,
I'll remember your eyes. I will recognize you. Don't worry. Just remember me till then and keep your stories ready. Love, Mrinalini.
I understood that they knew they were drifting apart. They knew that it was forever. It was not a happy ending, but they wrote an ending where they accepted life and separation happily. Iqbal and Mrinalini knew their language of love, and their trust was bestowed upon preserving their memories. It was just like a story which suddenly ended because there were no more blank pages to write. However, they wanted to continue it, if they could, in the distant future. They completely redefined the concept of separation, giving a very new perspective to love.